my goals, and I'm just excited to share. So, hey, everybody, welcome to Sparkle Saturdays. I am your host, Kimberly Braxton, and your favorite life transformation strategist, helping women to accomplish their goals, to overcome issues with self care, to, you know, to set empowering boundaries. These are the things that are extremely important to me, things that I had to overcome, and I'm just excited to be here with you today. I am doing my second show without actually interviewing a guest. I am the guest. So so welcome, welcome, welcome to another Sparkle Saturday. And again, our topic is grow with the flow. And so here are some things we're going to be talking about today. If you are with me on YouTube or if you're with me on Facebook, then you will be able to follow the presentation as I go along. My friends on TikTok, I do not know how to show presentations on here yet. This is only like my second or third time going live on TikTok. So just bear with me. I'm going to make sure that you get some valuable information today. And again, our topic is grow with the flow. Our agenda today is going to be the power of mindfulness. And I have notes, so you'll see me looking back and forth. You'll probably hear some papers rustling too. So just, bear with me. But our agenda today is the power of mindfulness, embracing authenticity, cultivating intuition, mindset and adaptable growth, holistic well being, and then we'll go through some final tips and takeaways. And then just for my friends on um, TikTok, I can see like who has joined. Thank you for joining. I'm not entirely sure how to follow your comments, so so bear with me on that. Okay. All right. All right, let's get into it. So, to get the most out of today, really, it would be great if you grab your journal or your notebook, a pen or a pencil, and take take some of these gems down that I'm going to be dropping today. All right, so that is what I am advising you to do to get the most out of today, and then also just honor yourself and be fully present. So if you can, minimize your distractions to get the most out of today. That would be great. And I've already introduced myself, but again, I want to say that I am a dedicated life transformation strategist. I primarily work with women. I know sometimes men join my Sparkle Saturdays, and we welcome you as well, because a lot of our information is universal. However, I do work with women mainly. And one of the things that I found in my research is that over 70% of us struggle to prioritize ourselves. And so self care is extremely important in my business structure, my model. And, that's what I do. I help women figure out how to set those boundaries, how to master self care rituals, and, just empower women. That's really what my company is all about. So I just want to go through just a little bit about my own personal experience. So as far as achieving goals using these strategies that I'm going to go over with you today, I have done that in my own life. One of the things that I practice and I always encourage people to do that I work with is create vision boards. Those keeping that image before your eyes really does help it manifest because it makes us work towards those things, when we see it on a daily basis. And sometimes we do it consciously, and sometimes we're working on things subconsciously that are getting us closer to our goals. One of the things that I had on my vision board, I don't even know like where the picture was taken, but I had a picture of like this beautiful like beach area, because I knew my goal was to move and work abroad. And so I had that on my vision board. And, today I live on an island. I literally live on an island right now. It's called Reem Island. I live in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. I'm about an hour from Dubai, but like it's water everywhere. All around me is water. And water is like my happy place. Like it's the place that I find my spiritual grounding. I find peace and serenity and happiness and joy. So here I am today. And then also I understand like the challenges, the obstacles that women face when it comes to reaching their goals, because I have had to overcome similar challenges. So one of the other things that I do want to mention is that I have a success rate, a track record of helping women achieve their goals. Whether it's one-on-one coaching, workshops like this one, I consider today a workshop, even though this is my Sparkle Saturday show. I have definitely helped women, um, you know, break through those barriers and overcome limiting beliefs and create actionable steps to get to those goals and those dreams. And so I have some testimonials that I'm going to show you, but I just want to just say that because, for one, it's a moment for me to celebrate my accomplishments, but also to let you all know that I have experience in the area. And the last thing is that this is a holistic approach. Some people feel confined by traditional goal setting. Some people feel overwhelmed by traditional goal setting. So this approach is more of a holistic approach. And it goes beyond setting and achieving goals, because holistic well-being is extremely important, especially after some of the events that we've experienced in these last 5 years with the pandemic and all these things that have happened. So, yeah, let's get into more of this. Um, so, people who are on YouTube and Facebook, you will see some of the testimonials from my previous. Some of these are my clients, some of these people I've worked with in other capacities. So, I just want to show you that. You can always go to my website, though, growinspiresparkle.com, and read more if you would like. All right, so let's get into what is this grow with the flow, or this flow and grow? What is it? What exactly is it? So today we're going to explore the transformative power of the flow and grow approach and how it can positively impact our lives. Let's delve into why this is so important. And I have 3 different devices, so you will see me looking at all 3 from time to time. So just know that I have 3 different devices going, okay? All right, so let's get into the definition of flow and grow, or even grow with the flow. It's a transformative approach to personal development, seeing life's natural flow and utilizing it as a catalyst for growth. It encompasses practices that encourage individualized individuals to live in the present moment, which is like really important in recovery. So if you've watched any of my Sparkle Saturdays before, then you know that like personal growth for me really started when I joined a recovery group, which was a part of my church, called Restoration and Recovery. And we use the Celebrate Recovery materials. And so if you know anything about 12-step recovery, the most important thing is to stay in the present. Staying in the present helps us to be more grounded. It helps overcome anxiety because we're not focusing on like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen in the future? Like, or, oh my gosh, why did I say that, to her yesterday? Like, we're not in the past. So everything of importance happens in the present, right? We cultivate better relationships when we focus on remaining present. We operate better in faith when we stay in the present, and we can accomplish our goals when we focus on the present. Okay. So I just want to say that. And I'll just for you all, if you're new to me, to my show, Sparkle Saturdays, I was in recovery for what is called codependency. And you can always go to my website, growinspiresparkle.com, and to learn more about codependency. And I'll talk more about that later. So it encompasses practices that help us stay in the present moment, tap into our inner wisdom, and cultivate resilience and adaptability in the face of change. Flow and Grow prioritizes holistic well-being, authentic expression, and intuitive living, guiding individuals to align with their true selves and unlock their true potential. So that's the definition of the Flow and Grow movement, as I choose to call it. Okay. This is not like something that I found somewhere. Like, this is something that I created, this Flow and Grow, but it takes practices from things that might be very familiar to you. So let's get into our first topic, and that is the power of mindful presence. So some of you probably already know what like mindfulness is, but I'm talking about that, but also remaining present. So mindful presence. So understanding what mindful presence is, let's talk about that. It's being fully engaged in the present moment without judgment or distraction. It allows us to experience life more deeply and authentically. Okay, so mindful presence. This involves being fully engaged in the present moment without allowing our minds to wander. It's about experiencing life deeply, authentically, and without judgment. So let's talk about how we can do this. So mindful presence is bringing our full attention to the present moment and being aware of our thoughts, feelings, sensations, surroundings in the here and now. And a lot of times when we are interacting with other people, or if we're at an event, we might be thinking about like what we got to do when we get home, right? Our lives are super busy, and sometimes this can be a very hard thing to practice. However, there are many benefits to practicing the mindful presence. Okay. It reduces stress and anxiety. It improves focus and clarity. It enhances our emotional well-being. And It makes for better relationships because we are actively listening to what's being said to us. Okay, so these are our benefits, and these benefits are far reaching. By practicing mindful presence, we can reduce all of these things I mentioned earlier, reduce the stress and reduce the anxiety because we're just focused in the moment rather than dwelling on something from the past or regretting something from the past or even worrying about something in the past or the future. So it also improves our focus. When we practice mindful presence, it helps us to think more clearly. We train our minds to be less reactive and more responsive to the present. And then in relationships, it helps us to connect, or let's say it builds or fosters a deeper connection and empathy as we learn to truly listen to others without judgment or distraction. So let's talk about cultivating mindful presence. Okay, so some of the things that we can do to help us in regards to mindful presence is being more mindful of our breathing. We can even do breathing exercises. We can do body scans and meditation. We can observe our own thoughts without judgment. These are some things that will help cultivate mindful presence. And I may do some breathing exercises with you all in a few minutes. Cultivating mindful presence is a practice that definitely requires intention and effort, but it is well worth it. So you can just start small. You can just, say for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to make sure that I practice mindful presence. That might look like you're going to be aware of like what you're feeling in your body, or you're going to breathe deeply for at least 15 of those 30 minutes, or maybe less. It just depends on where you are in your practice. You're also going to be aware of your thoughts. So you can just start small, 30 minutes. You say maybe that's your goal. I'm going to do 30 minutes each day of mindful presence. And then you can increase it from there. Or even maybe you start with 15 minutes of mindful presence. And then you just increase from there until it becomes a part of your daily routine. Okay. All right. All right, and then just know that mindful presence is something that you can practice throughout your day. This is something you can practice daily, whether you're eating, whether you're walking. Like I walk almost every day. And while I'm walking, I'm doing one of these things. Like I might be doing deep breathing. I might be doing a body scan. I might just be, having creative thoughts. And it's a practice for me, to do that while I'm walking. So you have to find what is best for you. It could be when you're washing the dishes, you're deciding to be, you know, mind practice your mindful presence while you're doing that. So just find your daily activities where you can practice mindful presence. In our interactions with others, we can practice it again with active listening and genuine presence, giving our full attention to the person in front of us without distractions. And I'm saying that I've probably said it a few times, but let me give you some examples of what I do. All right. So when I am out to a meal with someone, I sometimes I don't even pull my phone out at all. Sometimes I'll just leave it in my purse. If I do have my phone out, I'll have it face down on the table. And I generally don't check it unless the person decides they want to take a tech break and check their phone. And I think that for me, that honors the person and it honors me. So that's one of the things that I do when I am with other people. I practice mindful presence with them. And then cultivating a sense of gratitude and appreciation for small moments in life. These things help keep us grounded and connected in the present moment. Okay, so those are just some examples of what we can do to cultivate mindful presence. All right, let's continue. And let's talk a little bit about embracing authenticity. Let me go back. Okay. All right. So remember, I got 3 devices going and I'm also showing a presentation on the other platforms. All right. So embracing authenticity, like that is like I don't know, I would say that's a big pillar in my business. Because for me, when I was at the height of my unhealthy codependent behaviors, I would say that I was actually like a chameleon. I would act this way with this group, I'd be a different way with that group or with this person. And just because of the whole people pleasing, you know, issues that I was dealing with in the codependent behaviors. So authenticity is like a big deal for me because it took me a while to actually appreciate my authentic self and to be my authentic self. Um, so I really that's a big deal to me. So embracing authenticity, honoring your unique voice and presence. So let's talk about what this is. So authenticity is the practice of being genuine and true to oneself, aligning actions with values and beliefs, and it fosters self acceptance, deeper connections with others, and overall well being. And that is so true because I feel like when I was in the height of my codependent behaviors and I was people pleasing so much where I was like not really being my authentic self with certain people, I was doing that out of fear of will they like the real me? Deep down, I don't think I necessarily thought that consciously, but deep down, that's what it was. It was like a fear. Like, are they going to accept the real, Kimberly? Are they going to like the real Kimberly? So, authenticity really is about being genuine and true to ourselves, aligning our actions and values with our values and beliefs, and it's the practice of embracing who we truly are without pretense, without masks. And Lord, I can talk about those. So the masks, okay, I wore a mask for years. Okay, people did not know that I was having like major issues in my marriage. Like people didn't know. Closest people to me didn't know because I put the mask on and acted like everything was good. Everything was gravy in my marriage. The marriage was a hot, jacked up mess, but people did not know because I put the mask on whenever they were around us. I put the mask on whenever we were out, we were at cookouts, wherever we were, I put it on. Like everything was good. But inside, I was like hurting so bad because of the way the state of our marriage. I was hurting so bad. I was um probably fearful because I knew eventually that if we didn't make some changes, that the marriage was going to come to an end, which ultimately it did. And I say today, I'm happily divorced. And my husband, he hates when I say that, but I say it because I really am happier now that I'm not in that marriage, because it was just a unhealthy situation. Okay. So the mask. When we live our authentic selves and we're in our authenticity, we don't have that mask on. There's no mask. This authenticity, it fosters self-acceptance. It allows us to form those deep connections with others, and it promotes a healthier overall well-being for us. And it also aligns with when we are living in our authentic truth and our authentic selves, then our actions will align with our true desires and aspirations. Sometimes when we're not living our authentic selves, we're doing things because other people want us to do it, right? I have met so many people that said they majored in something in university because that's what their parents wanted them to do. Or even they're in a career, a profession, because that's what their parents wanted them to do. So, when we live our authentic truth, then what we do will align with that. Okay, so let's continue. And if you're joining me again, if you're joining me on TikTok, I don't know how to see the comments when I go live, y'all. Please be patient with me because this is only like my third live. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. Unleashing your true self. So instead of chasing external markers of success, we'll focus on authenticity. So here are some things that are really important to guide us. And I'm actually reading from the slide because I know people who are on TikTok won't see this. All right. So from conformity to authenticity, the impact of genuine expression, connecting through your true voice, releasing the shackles of judgment. All right. So instead of chasing those external markers of success, we're going to focus on authenticity. So let's talk about that a little bit more. We're moving away from the societal pressures and expectations, and we'll shift our focus towards embracing our true selves. So instead of conforming to these external standards of success, we'll prioritize authenticity in our actions and in our decisions. So when we really embrace our authentic selves, that really all of that's just going to line up. So we're going to prioritize everything through the lens of authenticity. Hopefully that makes sense. So when we do things, we're going to do it because it's our authentic self choosing to do it. When we make decisions, it's all going to line up because it's our authentic self that's making this decision. So for instance, when I was in the height of my codependency, some of the choices that I made weren't really for myself, for my true authentic self. A lot of those choices that I made at that time might have been to please other people. And sometimes this was at the detriment of my own well-being, right? That's the issue with codependence. Like we help others, we may help others, we may try to fix others, we may try to please others, but a lot of times it's at the expense of our own well-being, right? Our own self-care, our own the real true desires sometimes. So so that's what I want to say about that. Just I wanted to add a little personal spin on that. And let's talk about the impact of genuine expression. So genuine expression has a profound effect on our relationships and overall well-being. When we authentically express ourselves, we invite deeper connection with others and experience a greater sense of fulfillment and contentment in our lives. So, one of the things that I used to do in the height of my codependency was I would agree with things that maybe didn't line up with my authentic self. I minimized my own voice. Sometimes I wouldn't say things or speak up for myself because I'm still trying to please others, right? So when we live in our true, authentic selves, then our voice is also expressing that authenticity. So the impact of genuine expression is really important, because if we're not expressing things that we might need to express, then the relationships might not be as deep either as they could be, right? It could be a very shallow, a very surface level relationship. And then the other part to that is, are we truly honoring ourselves when we're not genuinely and then authentically expressing ourselves? I feel like that dishonors me when I don't do that. Okay, so connecting through your true voice. Our authentic voice is a powerful tool for connecting with others on a deeper level. So by speaking from the heart and sharing our true selves, we foster those genuine connections and we create meaningful relationships built on trust and understanding. And let's talk about releasing the shackles of judgment, because guess what? I was so judgmental when I was at the height of my codependent behaviors. And a part of that, part of being super judgmental, is a symptom of low self esteem. And so I didn't know that's what I was dealing with, to be honest with you, when I was in it. But like when I joined that recovery group and then I started like really learning about codependency and doing a whole lot of self-reflection and self-examination, I was super judgmental. And not only of just of others, but myself too, right? And so once I started healing from that and developing a higher self-esteem, like the judgmental part of me just started to, just started to go away, just decreased. And so I just want to say that a lot of times when we encounter people who are super judgmental, that could also be a symptom of low self-esteem. So let's talk about releasing the shackles of judgment. So letting go of self-doubt and fear of judgment is essential for embracing our authentic selves fully. When we release those shackles of judgment, we free ourselves to live authentically and pursue our passions and dreams without inhibition. That is I just love that. When we release the shackles of judgment, we free ourselves to live authentically and pursue our passions and dreams without inhibition. So that's what I did. That's why I live here. All of those things led up to this moment. Like all of the healing work that I did led up to this moment. And I'll have a big announcement about the next phase, the next chapter. Because I won't be living here next year. So, but I'll make a big announcement about that later. All right, so let's continue. Authenticity is the catalyst for genuine connections. Authenticity is really the cornerstone of genuine connections. Being true to ourselves and to others, we create the environment where trust and respect and empathy truly thrive. And it leads to deeper, more meaningful relationships. And I really have seen that in my life. Like, I mean, some people might think I overshare, like, because I was molested at age 4. Um, I had some other like sexual abuse that happened. I was actually raped at age 11 and molested by like an older cousin when I was in my teens. And so, like, these things that happened to me definitely are part of, like, I would say maybe some of the root causes of the codependency that I experienced, in my adult life. And, some people might say that I overshare, but I feel like in the Black community, we don't talk we don't talk about these things enough, so that what doesn't what doesn't get brought out into the light still has power over us. All right. Um, so whatever we don't talk about, whatever is not discussed can't be healed. Like still a secret. If it's still a secret, it's not going to get healed. It has to be brought out into the light. And so because I am so open about a lot of things, I think that those me sharing those things have definitely caused a lot of deeper relationships, a deeper interaction with people that I meet, because I'm very forthcoming with like my personal history. So authenticity is definitely the key to a genuine connection and cultivating your unique voice. Like, each of us has our own unique voice and our own perspective, and this deserves to be heard. And which is why I've written books and why I do this show, because I think everybody needs a platform where their voice can be heard. This probably why they created TikTok. Who knows? I don't know. But nurturing and developing our individual voices free from these external influences, we empower ourselves to make a meaningful impact in the world. And so external influences could be a lot of things, right? But we're talking right now, like we're talking about grow with the flow, in like how we can achieve our goals, like holistically. And so these external influences could be what other people have achieved, right? However, the thing that I have learned is that my walk and my journey is not going to look like everybody else's. And I believe what God is doing in my life, it's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. So I can't compare myself to other people, because that would dishonor my journey, and that would dishonor what God is doing in my life. So the external influences don't matter. I'm going to get to where I'm supposed to be, and I don't need to put pressure on myself because of what somebody's doing over there. So hopefully that everybody understands that, what I'm saying. I hope you understand that. All right, let's continue building genuine connections. So genuine connections are truly built on authenticity, trust, and mutual respect. So by prioritizing authenticity in our interactions, we create relationships that are honest, supportive, and enduring. And so I think that that's what I have seen, like, since I have been in a healthier state. And I've never tell people like, oh yeah, I've totally overcome codependency. No, I know that every day I am walking, taking part in a journey, a marathon. I'm always learning something new about myself, in regards to even codependency and lots of other things. So I have not arrived. I'm just healthier than what I was 10 years ago, you know? So I can see that my relationships are deeper and they're definitely more meaningful than when I was in my codependent state. Yeah. All right. And let's talk about embracing our authentic self for a fulfilling life. So, when embracing our authentic selves is essential for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. When we honor our true self and live in alignment with our values and beliefs, we experience a deeper sense of fulfillment, purpose, and joy. And that I have definitely seen that in my own personal life. So let's now talk about cultivating intuition. And some people say we have that, we have a sixth sense. A lot of people say that, like women have like a really strong intuition. A lot of people believe that. Um, but if you're not a woman or if you don't think you have it, you can cultivate it. So let's talk about cultivating intuition. Harnessing your inner wisdom for guided decision making. So on the slide for TikTok, it says exploring the role of intuition in life beyond goals, techniques for tapping into your intuition and trusting your inner guidance. So that's what our slide says. So let's talk about it. Cultivating intuition can guide us beyond the traditional confines of goal setting. Intuition serves as a powerful compass, guiding us towards paths that resonate deeply with our authentic selves and life purpose. In a world often driven by external markers of success, tapping into our intuition allows us to navigate with clarity and conviction, leading to a more fulfilling and purpose driven life. So, yes, this world is driven by external markers of success. You know, the house, the car, the job, the successful business, the business making this 6 figures. Oh, I made 6 figures this month or whatever, So yeah, this world is driven by that. However, we can tune that out and really focus on our path, our journey. And let's just talk about how we can do that. So we're going to explore various techniques designed to tap into this innate wisdom and trust our inner guidance. These practices will enable us to quiet the noise of the external expectations and connect with our true desires and aspirations. By cultivating our intuition, we empower ourselves. And we empower ourselves to make decisions aligned with our values, passions, and deepest longings. I have desired to live and work abroad since I was 9 years old. And let me tell you why I ended up like having this desire. So I was 9 years old and I became friends with this Iranian girl and her family. And she was a little bit younger than me, but like I ended up spending a lot of time with her family. I even went to the beach with them and everything. And her mom would tell me like about her life living in Iran. Like I watched this woman go through a lot of her first experiences. Like she bought her first pair of jeans and tried on her first pair of jeans and, showed them to me. And just a lot of her first, I witnessed them and I'm only 9. So at 9, I'm friends with this Iranian family and just listening to her talk about her country. I just had a desire to see the world, but also to live somewhere else. And so I end up, going through middle and high school. I ended up going to university. And my plan was like, I want to get a Fulbright fellowship so I can go like study abroad. I never got the Fulbright fellowship in college. But I did study abroad, if you want to consider Quebec, Canada abroad. So I did that. I did that while I was in college, and I ended up pregnant with my son's father, and we ended up getting married and everything like that. But I was pregnant before I finished university. So that kind of like changed my plans, right? But the desire never went away. I still had a very strong desire to live in another country. And, it ended up happening. It happened at a different time frame, but it ended up happening. So let's talk about how we can discover this transformative power of intuition in shaping our lives beyond mere goals. All right, so let's talk about it. So here are some techniques to cultivate intuition. Some of these you all might be doing now, like mindfulness meditation, or mindful meditation, some people call it. Journaling. Some people do that on a regular basis. Body awareness practices. We talked about that. Part of that is doing body scans, visualizations, intuitive movement, quiet reflection, trusting intuitive prompts, seeking solitude. All right, so let's just talk about these 8 techniques. Now, these are designed to help us tap into innate wisdom and trust inner guidance. So the first one is a mindfulness meditation. So this is regular mindfulness meditation. It helps quiet the mind and cultivate awareness of inner thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Through mindfulness, we can observe our intuition as it arises without a judgment or any attachment. Okay, so that's simply getting somewhere quiet, sitting still, maybe even laying down. It's up to you how you want to do it, but it's all about just quieting your mind, focusing on your breathing, and just listening to your thoughts. Okay, that's mindful meditation. Journaling, writing down thoughts, feelings, and intuitive insights. You can do that in a journal, and this can help clarify and deepen our understanding of our inner guidance. Sometimes doing a free write, which is like a stream of consciousness writing, or specific prompts, all of this can be effective to help us with our journaling. So when I don't know exactly what I want to journal about, and this is something I helped someone with not too long ago, because sometimes we don't know what we want to write about. Simply start with, today I'm grateful for. This is a good prompt to help you with your journaling. Today I'm grateful for. And then trust me, you'll end up writing something in your journal. Now we can even, find prompts online. It's the internet is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and everything is there. Everything is on it. So you can find prompts to help you with journaling. Let's talk about body awareness practices. So these are techniques such as body scans or body focused mindfulness to help us connect with physical sensations, which can serve as indicators of intuitive guidance. Paying attention to our gut feelings or sensations in the body can provide valuable insights. So some people call it also discernment, right? Discernment, spiritual discernment is also a part of a body awareness practice. Visualizations, guided visualizations or imagery exercises can help access intuitive wisdom as well. By creating a relaxed and receptive state of mind, visualizing scenarios or outcomes, and paying attention to the feelings and sensations that arise, these all can offer valuable guidance. Now, if I have time, I might not have time to do a guided visualization. So maybe I'll just do another live and do that separately because it's almost an hour. And usually I don't go over an hour for my Sparkle Saturdays. All right, so intuitive movement, engaging in activities like walking, yoga, or dance with a focus on mindfulness and inner awareness can help tap into intuition. So for me, I walk. And I usually do about 4 miles every other day. And on that walk, I am practicing intuition. I'm practicing mindful presence. I'm practicing all those things on that walk. And to be honest with you, my best ideas come from these walks, y'all. Like I get some really, really great ideas downloaded into my spirit. And I'm like, I just, so find your thing though. Your thing could be yoga. Your thing could be this dance. Or maybe it can be walking, but find your thing for intuitive movement. Quiet reflection, taking time for quiet reflection, whether in nature or in a peaceful setting, allow space for intuitive insights to surface. Like my quiet reflection space is anywhere near water. Like it could be a pond, it could be a lake, it could be a beach. Like that is my favorite quiet reflection space. But whatever yours is, simply sitting in the stillness and allowing thoughts and feelings to arise without judgment can be profoundly illuminating. So find your quiet reflection space. It could even be in your house. Like I did have, when I lived in the States, I had a balcony and I put a little fountain out there so I could hear water. And so that became my quiet reflection space. But your space could be somewhere in your house. Trusting intuitive prompts. So actively trusting and following intuitive nudges or prompts, even if they seem irrational or unconventional. This strengthens our connection with our inner guidance over time. This involves cultivating trust in our own intuition and the wisdom it offers. So you might feel like something leading you or guiding you to something. That's all that means. If you feel something leading you or guiding you, or you just keep feeling like I should be doing this, then that's your intuition trying to tell you something. Okay. And then the last one, seeking solitude. So I am a true introvert. People think because I am so involved with Sigma Gamma Rho and I'm currently the basilisk for the Dubai chapter here, and I go to a lot of events. They think that I'm an extrovert. My family still doesn't believe that I'm an introvert, but I am a true introvert. And introversion simply means that I replenish from alone time. So I spend a lot of time alone, y'all. But anyway, let's get into this seeking solitude. Spending time alone in solitude can provide space for intuitive insights to emerge, without external distractions. Disconnecting from technology and external stimuli allows us to tune in to our inner wisdom more deeply. So let's talk about disconnecting. So I have about once or twice a month what I call a pajama day. Okay. So that's the day that I choose to stay in my PJs all day and I don't turn my phones on. My phones are off for pretty much that whole day. And it's very peaceful, it's very serene. I feel like I like kind of just get to know myself again without the distractions because I post a lot. I post a lot. I'm on social media a lot. All of this, a lot of it is for business building, but a lot sometimes it's for fun. So, it's just a lot of taking in a whole lot of information. So those are the days where I just get to say, I'm just going to chill with myself today, you know? And so let's talk about it. These techniques can be practiced individually or in combination depending on personal preference. So you can use any of these 8 things. All right. The key is really to cultivate a sense of openness, receptivity, and trust in our own intuition as a valuable source of guidance and wisdom. Okay, so that you can use any of these. All right, so we're not going to do this guided meditation. We're not going to do that. So let's get we're going to get to the part about wrapping up soon. Thank you all for who are here, who joined. Thank you so much. So let's talk about cultivating a mindset of adaptable growth. And so this slide says, thriving through change and uncertainty, strategies for embracing change and fostering adaptability, overcoming fear and resistance to change. Okay, so I live here. This is the biggest change that I've made in my life besides the divorce. This was a big change. Okay, so I definitely I had to adapt a mindset of adaptable growth. I had to do it. So let's talk about it. Change is inevitable. It's a natural and a constant part of life. However, many of us struggle with fear and resistance when we're faced with change. I felt like that with the divorce. Like, what, I'm so used to living. We had been together for okay, I started dating at 19 and we didn't divorce until, that was what, like 1991? And then we didn't divorce until 2013. So, like, there definitely was some fear there. There was some fear there. Okay. So we might feel uncertain or uncomfortable stepping outside of our comfort zones. And this fear can hold us back from embracing new opportunities for growth and development. But here's the thing, change is not something to be feared. In fact, it's often the catalyst for personal and professional growth. By learning to embrace change and cultivate adaptability, we can navigate life's transitions in confidence with resilience. So, how can we overcome the fear and resistance to change? One strategy is to reframe our mindset and see change as an opportunity rather than a threat. Instead of focusing on what we stand to lose, we can shift our perspective and look for the potential benefits and opportunities that change brings. Another key strategy is to cultivate flexibility and resilience in the face of change. So this means being willing to adapt and adjust our plans as needed, rather than clinging rigidly to our old ways of doing things. So that was me. I was very rigid in the height of my codependent behaviors. Very, very rigid. By staying open minded and flexible, we can navigate change more gracefully and with less stress. So additionally, it's important to practice self-care and self-compassion during times of change. Change can be challenging, and it's normal to experience, hold on, y'all, I'm using my notes, a range of emotions, including fear, anxiety, uncertainty. By taking care of ourselves, okay, it says my live's gonna end. All right. I think my live ended. All right, I think my live ended. Are y'all still there? It says it's going to end. I don't know if it's going to end or if you all are still there. So I'm going to just keep going because I got a notification on TikTok. Sorry about that. All right, so by taking care of ourselves and practicing self-compassion, we can build our emotional resilience and better cope with the ups and downs of change. Ultimately, adapting to change is about embracing the unknown with courage and resilience. And courage is simply doing it afraid. All right, so this live ended. Those of you who are on, okay. All right. I had to hold on, y'all. I had to do a new live. Let me put it back in the holder. Hold on. Okay. There you go. All right. Okay, so hopefully the people who join me on the TikTok will be able to come back. So this is the Sparkle Saturdays. I'm going to continue with cultivating an ability to adapt to change. All right, so by embracing change and fostering adaptability, we can unlock new opportunities for growth and learning and fulfillment in our lives. So let's keep talking about, I think we're on our last one, which is holistic well-being. So holistic well-being, nurturing mind, body, and spirit for overall wellness. Understanding the interconnected aspects of holistic well-being practices for prompting mental, emotional, and physical wellness. So let's talk about it. Holistic well-being recognizes that our health is influenced by multiple interconnected factors, including our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. It's about taking a comprehensive approach to health that considers the whole person rather than focusing solely on individual symptoms or issues. So, what does holistic well-being look like in practice? One key aspect is promoting mental wellness. This involves cultivating a positive mindset, managing stress effectively, and nurturing healthy relationships. Practices such as mindfulness meditation, journaling, and therapy can all help support mental well-being and foster emotional resilience. Emotional wellness is another important component of holistic well-being, and this involves understanding and managing our emotions in healthy ways, as well as fostering a sense of self-awareness and self-compassion. Practices such as gratitude, journaling, practicing empathy, and engaging in creative expression can all contribute to emotional wellness and support overall well-being. So, I want to say one thing about this, and that is self-talk. Like really, really focusing on how we talk to ourselves. Like one thing that I started practicing is just being kind to myself, even in how I talk and think about myself. Like, for instance, one of the things that I say is if I would not say that to a stranger, I'm not going to say it to or about myself. So that helped a lot with my self talk. So I think that also in regards to emotional wellness, we have to think about our self-talk. Like, how's your self-talk? Like, are you saying things like, I'm so dumb, I'm so this, I'm so, or are you actually saying kind things to and about yourself? Yeah. I used to my self-talk used to be pretty jacked up. Like at the height of my codependent behaviors, it was not good. And one of the things that has helped with that, in addition to if I wouldn't say it to a stranger, I'm not going to say it to myself, about myself, or think it about myself. Well, one of the things that also helped was saying my affirmations. Like I do it daily. I do it. So I also teach while I'm here. And so every day in my class, my students say positive affirmations. And I do that with my students. I also journal it. So I journal my affirmations as well. So that also helps with your emotional wellness. It definitely has for me. So physical wellness is also an important aspect of holistic well-being. So that includes taking care of our bodies through regular exercise, nutritious eating, and adequate rest and relaxation. Incorporating activities like yoga, walking, tai chi, hiking in our routines also helps with physical health and vitality. So for me, I am actually this. So I always start my year off with a 21-day fast, and I generally started off with simply doing the Daniel fast. Um, this year, I swiped a view. Oh, that's what you got to do to see the comments. All right, y'all, but my device is all the way over there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, but one of the things that I did this year was eat to my blood type. So I still did the Daniel fast, the 21 day fast, but I incorporated eating for my blood type. So you all, like, I have been eating so many foods that technically I should be avoiding for my blood type. And I had no clue that I just did it. So let me just say this. I knew, but I didn't do better. Like, you know how they say when you know better, you do better? No. What I think it should say is when you know better and put into action what you do better. So I have read this book. It's called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. I read it years ago. I had gone to like one of those like weight loss places that like supposed to like help with your midsection. I think it's called laser lipo, where they put the pads on and it gets hot and supposed to melt your belly fat. Well, anyway, I was waiting for my session, and the book was on the table. And I said, well, let me look, because I knew my blood type. And so I was like, let me look and see what this says about mine. So I read the whole chapter. I took pictures. I had those pictures on my Google Photos for years. Okay. And then recently, a friend of mine just kept talking about eating for the blood type and how they've lost this weight and all these things. And I was like, well, let me actually try it. I mean, I have the information. Let me just do it. So I have lost at least 15 pounds. And in my research, I was like, because I did more research in addition to the pictures that I had taken from the book. Well, there's exercise for your blood type. Go figure. So I was exercising all wrong for my blood type because I'm in the gym lifting weights, running on a treadmill, and like not seeing any results. Well, I've put that into practice since January. For my blood type, they say I should be doing relaxing exercises like walking and yoga and hiking and stuff like that. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to walk. That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my exercise. I'm going to walk. And I've seen a whole difference in my body composition. So yeah, I mean, yes, physical wellness is important. Knowledge is important. When you know better and you put it into action, you do better. So I've been eating for my blood type. And let's wrap this section up. So ultimately, holistic well-being is about recognizing the interconnectedness of our physical, mental, and emotional health and taking a proactive approach to nurturing each aspect of ourselves. So by adopting these practices that promote mental, emotional, and physical wellness, we can enhance our overall quality of life and cultivate a greater sense of balance and harmony. Okay, so was this helpful? Let me see if I'm gonna grab this. Was this helpful? Oh, shoot. Here we go. Was this helpful? All right, so okay, say swipe left. Okay, I don't see encourage. Okay, I see y'all joined, but I don't see comments. So, was this helpful? Was this helpful? All right, let's go ahead and if you can put that in the chat, tell me what was helpful about what you heard so far, and then let's talk about our final takeaways. All right, so here are a few takeaways you can continue to embrace the flow and grow mindset. So, practice mindfulness daily, even if it's just for a few minutes. Practice authenticity by staying true to yourself and your values. Trust your intuition and listen to the wisdom that arises from within. Cultivate a growth mindset and remain open to new experiences and opportunities. And prioritize your holistic well being by taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. So let's talk about this. So as we wrap up, let's just take a moment to reflect on the transformative journey we've embarked on today. How we can continue to embrace the flow and grow, or grow with the flow, however you want to say it, mindset beyond this session. So throughout our time together, we explored a range of key concepts that are essential for personal growth and fulfillment. So here is a quick recap. So we talked about the power of mindfulness. We delved into the practice of mindfulness and the profound impact on our well-being. Mindfulness teaches us to be present in the moment, cultivating greater awareness, clarity, and peace in our lives. And two, embracing authenticity. We talked about that earlier. That's my theme, right? That's my one of my main pillars in my business, grow, inspire, sparkle. So embracing authenticity. We discussed the importance of embracing our authentic selves and living in alignment with our values and our beliefs. Authenticity allows us to show up fully in the world, fostering deeper connections and a greater sense of fulfillment, right? I said that I honor myself when I am my authentic self and I speak up for myself and use my authentic voice. Cultivating intuition, we explore the power of intuition as a guiding force in our lives. Cultivating intuition involves trusting our inner wisdom and listening to the subtle messages and insights that arise from within. So we talked about that. In mindset and adaptable growth, we examine the role of mindset shaping our experiences and outcomes. By adopting a growth mindset and embracing change with resilience and flexibility, we can navigate life's challenges with greater ease and grace. Yes. And then the last one, holistic well-being. Lastly, we explored the interconnectedness and aspects of holistic well-being, right? Nurturing our physical, mental, and emotional health to create a foundation for overall wellness and vitality. As we bring our workshop to a close, I want to encourage each of you to take the insights and learnings from our session and integrate them into your daily lives. Embrace the flow and grow, or grow with the flow mindset in everything you do, knowing that growth and fulfillment are within your reach. Here are a few ways you can continue to embrace the flow and grow mindset. Practice mindfulness daily, embrace authenticity, trust your intuition, cultivate a growth mindset, and prioritize holistic well-being. All right, so we're going to skip Q&A. But anyone who wants to ask me anything, you can reach out to me through growinspiresparkle.com. And you can always ask me questions there. All right. So if you choose to continue growing with me, you can always check out my book. It's called Sisterhood Unbound, and it's by me, Kimberly Braxton. I also am a contributing author to a book called Unleashing Potential Life Mastery. So you can find those books on anywhere you like to read, ebooks or physical books. And then you can always go to my website, growinspiresparkle.com, and connect with me there. And you can follow me here on TikTok. I'm also on Instagram. It's grow_inspire_sparkle. I'm on Facebook at Grow Inspire Sparkle. And you can always find me on my website at growinspiresparkle.com. And when you follow these principles, your goals are just going to fall into place. So I just want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you on the fourth Saturday next month. I'm always doing my Sparkle Saturdays on the fourth Saturday next month. And I'm hoping that I'll have a wonderful guest to speak with you on that day. Thank you so much for all who joined. And I will see you next time.
for me.